Hey all, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing this video based on scleroderma and flare-ups and what we go through. Today is an extremely bad pain day for me. I've noticed that certain seasons, like this time of year, winter does suck for me, especially with rain odds and, trying to stay warm, but my joint pain when it changes seasons, any time of changing of the season, but spring and then summer is really bad for me. It's actually really hard to deal with. I do want to let you know, if you hear my kids, they're running around doing their thing. So, sorry. I'm not an editor. I just do raw footage and go with the flow like I'm talking to my friends. That's just how I do my videos. I've realized that there's a lot to do with it. And staying positive through having a flare-up is really hard. And it really is. There's times where I haven't slept in days. I mean, I look like a train wreck, I'm not gonna lie. And it's really hard to just even get the energy to go shower. Like, was contemplating making dinner tonight, and I'm actually making tortellini for my kids. It's actually quite simple to make. But the pain has been so bad. And it's the nerve and joint pain. Since I have small fiber neuropathy, because scleroderma caused it, it's overactive peripheral nerves, like I told you guys, the small peripheral nerves inside your organs throughout your entire body, that most of them are dead on mine. Mine's actually pretty severe, and the ones I do have are super sensitive. And it's not just, like fibromyalgia where you get overactive nerve pain. It's more than that. You become allergic to the heat, allergic to the sun, break out in hives. It feels like you have a hot flash permanently when you're in a flare-up. It sucks. It does. Try to stay positive. Every day when you wake up, find a positive. Write it down. Put something on your board. Like, I write something for my kids every day on the board to give them motivational. Well, most days of what I can remember. My memory is really crappy from scleroderma. I have brain fog like you wouldn't believe. That's why I a lot my videos, and I try to find thought process, especially during a flare-up. But you have to find a positive. My kids are my inspiration. I say every day, I would never be here if it wasn't for my kids. They give me the motivation to get up every day. If it wasn't for them, I'd be in my room, in my bed, watching TV, never getting up. I would just lose hope. And if it wasn't for my scleroderma support group, they are my rock and so supportive of me. And if it wasn't for my kids, I would have never made it as far as I did. So it's definitely a team effort. If you're new in the scleroderma journey, or you have a friend or family that's going through it, for people that have family that are going through scleroderma, you need to be there for them. We don't expect you to understand what we're going through, but all we do is want to be heard and want somebody to care about us and be there for us. Not to be like, oh, you look fine, so you're fine. Well, I'm 33 years old, and people tell me I look great. Well, not today. We'll just ignore today. But it took 9 rheumatologists. All my tests were positive, and they blew me off. My biopsies were positive, and they blew me off. I got ignored and treated like crap, and then I got told by one doctor, hey, listen, I got a friend. You need to go and meet him, who is my scleroderma specialist now. He calls and checks up on me. He emails me. He's the only scleroderma specialist in the capital region of New York. And he is so caring. He will call up and be like, hey, Heather, I wanted to check on you. Or because I didn't go to my appointment the other day because this whole outbreak of coronavirus, which honestly, the flu is worse. 37,000 people die a year. This isn't a new coronavirus. It's been around since mid-1900s. It reacts the same way, but it can be very deadly for people with autoimmune, cancer, elderly. It is still important to take care of yourself. So try to avoid high areas. So I called him up and said, hey, listen, I'm not going to be coming. Well, I told the secretary person over there. Apparently she didn't tell him, and he called me up worried, thinking there was something wrong with me. Because I've never missed an appointment, ever, in the couple of years I've seen him. I can't be without him. He's awesome. And so is my primary Mallory. Like, those are my rocks. Like, they're amazing with me. And it's hard to find a good doctor. But like I said, I was going to give up after 5 years. But you need to find a positive. Find a positive in life. And your kids, your family, you know, it could be anything. If you have a goal, just because we have an autoimmune doesn't mean our life is over. It's not. Scleroderma does suck, because I have scleroderma, lupus, sarcoidosis, small fiber neuropathy, Raynaud's, like my list goes on. But I will never let it define me. It might knock me down like it did today, but I'm a warrior, and I will not let it defeat me. You need to find a positive, something to look forward to. I mean, I do yoga, and I haven't done yoga in a couple of days because my pain is excruciating, and I miss sleep. I'm really hoping I can sleep soon. I would have took Ativan to help me sleep, but I have low blood pressure, and the last time I took it, I almost passed out. So that's a no-go. But you need to find what works for you. And I know it's hard to find a good doctor, but you have to be heard. You know, write down, because I know our memory sucks. Write down whatever you want to ask them or tell them at your next appointment. And be like, hey, listen, you need to help me with this, and I cannot leave until you do. We hire them to do a job, and that's to take care of us and help us out. And yeah, they're not going to always get it right because, I mean, it's scleroderma. It's untamable. It goes rogue. It doesn't matter how amazing of a doctor you are. But they can help us with our quality of life. And that's another thing. Many people cannot get pain meds because the whole epidemic of people doing drugs and heroin and getting past pills and do all that. But if you have on file a known actual disease, you should have every right to be able to get any pain management you need to help yourself. If you've tried everything else, but when you have like really bad flare-ups, they should be able to help you if they don't want to give it to you all the time. If you're in a bad flare-up, they should be able to give you, you know, whatever option that you need. I have a medical marijuana license. Do I use it? No. It's too expensive. Insurance companies don't cover it, which isn't fair because it does help. And you can actually mess with your own formula. You decide what you want. You could do like 25% THC and like 75% of the indica strain. You are in control completely of medical marijuana. And I'm going to do that as a separate video because there's a lot of information I would definitely want to give people to help them. But never lose and give up on yourself. You are a strong person. Just because you get knocked down doesn't mean you're down for good. You need to find something that gives you the motivation to keep fighting, to keep going. Something that could distract your mind. I used to do adult coloring. I loved it actually, but my hands, I can't write long. Even if I write, like, say, a note for my kids for school if they're out for sick, like, my hands literally start shaking, and the pain, I don't know if any of you guys get this, but the pain in my hand when I write is so excruciating that even when I stop, it takes about 2 minutes for the pain to subside. It's really painful. And I know I have bone spurs. I know I have all that in my hands. And arthritis. The list goes on. But you need good quality of life. And I know you're not going to be pain-free ever. And I know you're going to have your good and bad days. But just know that without rain, there would be no rainbow. So yeah, I might having a really crappy flare-up right now, and it's really hard for me. But you know what? I'm thinking about, say, hey, next month, when it's warmer, maybe I'll take my kids fishing on a good day. Have that memory. Bring my professional camera. Take pictures and enjoy myself. Nothing bad lasts forever. And nothing good lasts forever either. So always appreciate the good moments. And when you have the bad moments, battle through it. And I know it's hard to cope. And this disease is not just physical. It's mental. Like, pain can break you down. I've had such a bad flare-up a few times where I was so about ready to give up on life. I couldn't do it anymore. It was like 4 months. I was in malnutrition. The pain was extreme. My esophagus kept shutting. Like, I was like, why am I doing this to myself? And then it's like one day I woke up and I just said, screw it. I powered through it, fought my ass off to get through it with my doctors and do everything I needed to do to help for them to help me. And I mean, it was everything that was caving on me at once. See, when you have multiple autoimmune, the one big one that's causing the flare-up will now trigger the other ones. So you end up battling, you battle yourself is what it is. You fight yourself because your autoimmune diseases is you. It is your immune system. And I'm telling you, my autoimmune diseases, they're crazy. They're all New York. I gotta say that. Like, I have Scleroderma, New York up in me. Like, it's crazy. But I know you guys can all relate that there's days that you want to quit. Don't quit. I also do voice diary because I can't write like you guys know. So I do voice diaries, voice texts, everything I do through voice. So yeah, sometimes there's a lot of mess ups that autocorrect likes to do to me. And I'm legally blind, so sometimes I don't catch them all. But please don't ever give up. Just know that tomorrow could be better. And the last week has been hell for me. I mean, I had the flu twice. I had it last week, and the stomach bug before that, and then food poisoning. It was like ping, 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 and then boom, flare up. Like, it all set off a gigantic flare for me. And I was calling my doctor, and I was like crying to her. Oh, well, I was talking to her through email, and then she called me, and she's like, Heather, you need to vent it out, vent it out. Because she doesn't know what to do to help me. Like, I have pain meds. They help me with anything I need, but the pain meds don't work. They don't work. And I also don't want to be incoherent to take care of my kids. So it's like, I don't know what else can help me. And I know they set me up early for injections for my knees because I can barely walk now, which is why I keep sitting on my floor to do videos. My knees are bone on bone. It's no cushion, no nothing. I can't get knee surgery because I'm too young, and it only lasts 10 years. And they don't want to keep having to redo my knee surgery every 10 years. It's going to actually end up ruining me if I do that. And, you know, I need to walk. I'm legally blind. I can't drive, and my legs are all I got left, which is probably why they're even worse. But please don't lose hope. There's support groups out there. You are not alone. You guys can find me on Facebook. Contact my personal email. My actual email is byrnes1223@gmail.com. So that's byrnes1223@gmail.com. You need me, write to me. I'm always there. We are in this together. We are a team. You will never be alone. There are so many people that are so caring in this community that whether they're veterans, whether they're new, even though we have this disease differently, it's somebody that understands. Somebody that will have your back and be there for you, and don't give up. Even if you message me at like 2 in the morning, I'll answer. I clearly don't sleep. But please don't give up. Don't lose hope. Don't think it's the end of the world. People have lived with scleroderma, you know, for 30, 40 years. Just because you have this disease does not make it a death sentence. And you can get through this. We all have good and bad days. But the bad days make you appreciate the good days a lot more. And just know that, like I said before, without rain, there would be no rainbow. And you can do this. Find that positive and hold on to it. Or you could do what I do. Go online, find motivational quotes, and every day, put it on a piece of paper, put it on your fridge, and look at it every time life gets frickin' hard. Every time, just repeat it to yourself. Just keep repeating it to yourself, because you can do this. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great, pain-free day. Hang in there, and God bless.